All right, welcome back to Noise Avocation Podcast. I'm Ryan. We're here with Jeremy as always.
How's everybody doing this fine winter afternoon?
So, first and foremost, that was the title track and Oh Fatal Practicality from Last Gasp's Who Wants to Die Tonight. If you haven't heard the album, definitely go check it out. They are playing a show at Outer Limits Lounge in Detroit on May 25th, which is right before Tide Down. So if you're looking for something to do before then and you're able to make it, fucking do it. I do want to note, in the interview, we recorded this a few weeks ago, so some of the shows that were talked about were, they've already happened. So if you hear it and you're like, oh, cool, I'm going to go to that, you fucking missed it. But anyways, there was a couple little glitchy issues. I cleared it up for the most part. So, Jeremy, unless you have anything else, we're going to get into talking
let's do
with
it, man.
Joe, Tony, and Dave here. So, enjoy. All right. So, Joe, Dave, and Tony, thanks for jumping on the show. We appreciate it. You guys are 3/4 of Last Gasp.
What's up?
Yeah.
What's
How's
up,
it
man?
going,
Thanks
guys?
for having us.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, thank you for taking the time tonight to jump on. I mean, some people are like, fuck, it's Friday, I'm going to party.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You guys seem like more busy with shows and whatnot, and Friday is kind of a work day or a work night sometimes, you know?
Right. Yeah, we got the night off.
Cool. I mean, first and foremost, we both love the album. I've been listening to it for a few, I don't know, it seems like a month now, 2 months maybe.
Yeah, it came out on Halloween, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I know it's been a bit. Not too long, though. I mean, it's only 3 months.
Yeah, it's really not that long, I think, about it.
Yeah,
I want to get into album artwork down the road here, but that was the first thing that caught my eye.
Nice. That was the intention of it, honestly.
Yeah, we just want to, maybe do something. First of all, we like synthwave music a lot collectively as a band, and we just kind of thought it'd be appropriate to have something that wasn't just your stereotypical hardcore artwork.
Right.
Yeah, we're into synthwave too, but from my end, honestly, I don't know enough to speak on it, if you will, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that cover is definitely whoa, what the fuck? And you have to listen to it, you know?
Yeah, we wanted somewhere, if someone's going through it, in a record bin, they're going to at least stop and pull it out just to, check it out.
Yeah, I mean, the colors grab you immediately, and then the more you look at it, the more little things that you catch in the album artwork, like the license plate has the album name on there. And
I didn't notice that until a month after the album came out.
Neither did I.
Really? Yeah,
I
I just blew I took a picture and I was just gonna mention that. It's funny.
So before I get too into things, can you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves just so people can put names to voices?
Yeah, I'm Dave. I play guitar.
I'm Joe. I play bass.
I'm Tony. I play drums. And before we continue, I just want to say Dave Maynard did the artwork because we were just talking about it.
Yeah.
So.
Shout
Shout out.
I want to get back into that anyways. So
Okay, cool.
I just wanted to
I didn't want that glossed for sure.
No, I planned on circling right back to it after I had you guys say that.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
what did he come up with the whole design himself, or did you guys have some sort of idea in mind that you pitched to him?
We gave him just a rough idea. And I wasn't completely sold on the idea. First off, I didn't think it was going to work. And then he gave us a rough idea, and it was more of like a Hummer instead of a Lamborghini or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw it, I was like, okay, I get it now. I think this is going to work. So we just asked him to tweak it a little bit.
Yeah, I think the references were synthwave and then Mad Max, and I think the first vision was more Mad Max.
Yeah.
I definitely see that now that you say that.
Right.
With the desert and shit.
Yeah. But no, that was I think that was the second rendition, and it was
and then we were fucking sold on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the color the color scheme reminded me kind of Blade Runner / Miami Vice almost.
Yeah, for sure.
We're all really big into Time Cop, so that's kind of
that's my Time Cop
that,
1985. I'm a little late to the game, but I just like found out about that band like 3 months ago. I'm like, what the fuck? Where have I been? You know?
yeah. Well, we
So dope.
just got to it. What, last year?
Yeah, I think it was last year. I think Tony was the first one to enlighten us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff's great, man.
Run the gate. Tony was driving late at night. That was all he was listening to.
And now that's all we listen to.
Yeah.
Majority of the time in the van, it's Time Cop and adjacent artists.
You guys into like the 80s soundtracks and shit? Terminator, Aliens,
Oh, I love the Terminator.
RoboCop, fucking.
Yeah, I think really that's why I personally started loving the shit, is just because it feels like that.
Yeah.
There's a nostalgia to it.
Definitely, yeah. It's a
comforting.
lot of fun. Yeah, it's comforting for sure.
There's nothing better than rolling through wherever in the van at night and you just have Time Cop going. And you got the landscapes passing you by and you're just like, fuck yeah, dude, I am comfortable.
It's awesome.
All the Dollar Generals waving by.
Yep.
Exactly.
So back to your band.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about the band.
Oh, shit.
So you guys put this record out in Halloween, October 31st. It was your first. This is the first full length, if I'm not mistaken, right? Second full length.
No,
Second.
second full length. But this is the first one with War.
Okay. Who was the first one released through?
That was it was through Dropping Bombs, I believe, out of Detroit. But that one it's not online anymore. It's a long story, but yeah, it's not online anymore.
That was before like the lineup changes and stuff, correct?
Yeah, that was when that album was recorded and put out. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, that's what like I heard about this album coming out, and I think I heard a single from it, and then I went back, and yeah, it's a little different. So I definitely dig the route that the band is going right now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like the energy to it. Mainly
Yeah.
is one thing that really drew me into it. Like after the initial, holy shit, this album artwork's sweet.
Yeah, it comes through fucking awesome on this album.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's tons of energy into it. It's very tight as far as the playing goes. And I like that, like, the bass actually has points where it stands out because there's so many punk and hardcore bands to where the bass gets pushed, like, way in the back and you never get to hear it. And it was cool to actually hear a bass going through there.
And Justice for All syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, as not being like, I'm a guitar player first and then a bass player. So
Those are always the best bass players.
on my end to also still be able to hear the bass.
Yeah,
Right.
we're a 4-piece, so I kind of figured, I told Joe when we wrote this stuff too, I was like, do your thing on bass, because I know he's a very competent guitarist. And I was like, I feel like you kind of need that too when you have only one guitar. It just beefs it up to have the bass, doing its own thing as well.
Yeah, the band sounds huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why, like you said, in Justice for All syndrome, it's a shame when people push the bass to the back because that's like the backbone of your music right there.
Okay, I have a small story. My first band I was ever in, I played bass. I couldn't even tune the thing. All I did was follow the guitar player. Like, that's all hardcore is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, back when you're 16 and you fucking don't know what you're doing.
Well, yeah, you just follow along.
And I
an
think
E
it's just
string
you
and
get,
think that
like,
you're like, fuck
People
yeah, I'm
just,
playing.
yeah, people just get stuck in that or something. I don't know. Funny.
Well, yeah, it's like a support. It's the rhythm section. It's support. It's following drums. It's supposed to keep it together, but
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But it's supposed to also have like its own flavor at the same time too.
absolutely,
Like,
yes.
Like you can't. I mean, it's an awesome instrument. Like, what would funk music be without bass? Like, you gotta let that shit come through.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
For sure.
great point. It would be shit without bass.
There'd be no funk.
There'd be a whole lot of nothing without it.
Yeah. So you guys recorded this? Was it Spider Studios in Cleveland?
Yeah, Spider.
How was that experience?
It was awesome, man.
Yeah, it was really, really great. Ben Schiegel, just a super laid back dude. We were immediately like I don't know about you two, but like immediately felt at home, comfortable.
Oh yeah.
And after, before not working there, that was our first time.
Mm.
And just instantly just like, let's fucking get this shit done.
The studio itself is incredible too. It's just like this complex that he built like on his property. So it's like its own standalone building, and it's just like the room that you record in. It's got like these super tall like ceilings, wood everywhere. It's like a proper control room and everything. It was a crazy experience, but
Yeah, he films like he can do like music videos in there. He's got like a green screen,
yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
real wild shit. But I would love to go back there.
For sure.
Who did the sound engineering, mixing and mastering, etc.? Was it the same studio?
No, that was Nick Jett
Yeah, so
from Terror.
Oh, okay.
Another great fucking
Awesome to work
band.
with you, man. What's that?
Another great fucking band.
Oh, dude, the best.
Yeah.
But he was awesome to work with too, man. Like he really took the time to make it sound really, really good. And then we thought we had the finals back, and then he hit us up. He was like, I've been listening to it over and over again, and I want to tweak it one more time. So just give me like another week. So it was good to know that he actually put the time and effort in. Sounds amazing.
Fucking A.
Yeah, rather than him just being like, all right, I'm done, take it, see ya.
Yeah, it was cool to know like he wasn't just collecting a paycheck, just doing some band shit. Like he was he really
He's
took the
into
time.
it.
Yeah,
Now, how did you guys link up with him?
I don't know. We just hit him up.
yeah, I forget. I don't know if Andrew from War suggested it.
I think that's what it was.
I think that's
Andrew
my
suggested it.
I think Andrew might have suggested it.
Okay, so he kind of already had the idea, or he might have used it. He's probably worked with him numerous times before too.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think didn't he record all of Berthold City stuff?
I think he either mix or mastered or record or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah, he definitely worked with.
Cool. Was
Yeah,
this you
those
guys'
are good
first
albums,
time
too.
being in like a major studio?
No. Well,
I'd
yeah,
say
I guess that one's probably a different.
Depends on what major means. but
Yeah, I guess the definition
Yeah.
of major.
Well, at least
I mean,
it's not done on a
not
karaoke machine,
right, or a 4-track.
Yeah, or
Like,
a 4-track.
It's not Columbia Records, but it's not somebody's basement. You know what I mean?
I'd call
Right.
it
Well, I mean,
professional.
Steve Perino's setup was very good as well.
Yeah, Steve's who we recorded with all the other stuff that we've done. And yeah, Steve's setup is good too.
And he's out of Ohio as well.
Yeah, it's over in the Little Italy area, kind of like the east side
East
of
side, yeah.
downtown.
I forget. I wish I knew the name of his.
I think it's Bottleworks.
Bottleworks Studio.
Bottleworks.
Yeah, he's
Steve's
incredible.
great. Yeah, Steve's very great too.
Walking
Walking Wounded.
What was that?
Yeah,
yeah,
what?
shout out Walking Wounded.
Oh, okay.
That came from way in the back.
He's in the pisser.
I just heard like a faint Walking Wounded.
How did you guys hook up with War Records?
I think that was mostly Ryan. Andrew put out back when the band first started. We put out a demo,
Yep.
and then everything shut down. And then in the midst of that shutdown, we recorded an EP. And then I don't know if Ryan got a hold of War and asked if he would put it out, but he put the demo and the EP out on a tape on War. And then I think just Ryan kept in touch with him.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have a copy of that tape. Sounds pretty
no,
good
shit.
for a
I know.
fucking tape. But I mean, in all honesty, I just got it like whenever I started listening, I haven't heard it. It wasn't like I had it pre-fucking COVID or anything.
Was this band was not started during the pandemic, was it? It was
Before
that. That's what I thought.
January of 2020 is when we started.
Oh, okay, so,
So-
we're like a little bit before.
Like a week.
Yeah.
Everything moved fast though. I feel like we wrote that demo within the first few practices and then just decided to record it just to have it.
Right.
I want to say we had like 4 shows lined up already before everything shut down. And then it was just, obviously none of them happened.
Yeah, I would imagine, like, we've talked to numerous bands that have gone through sort of the same thing where they were like, hey, we had a show lined up, and then what happened. or we had shows lined up, and then what happened, or we were going to be set to record, or just numerous cases where it screwed everybody up. But
Yeah.
now we have like this plethora of just phenomenal music coming out the last few years.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy.
Just an absolute explosion.
Which I would say you guys are a part of.
Definitely.
I was
gonna say, how's the scene down there?
Going up in like your Instagram is huge. I see you guys doing some large shows and everything. So just in a short amount of time, and going through that with the pandemic, it's impressive.
Should we even get into it? The Instagram followers that's a whole fucking thing. We don't know how it happened, but we just started getting spammed with bots. And when that happens, there's no way to delete them in bulk. You have to individually delete them.
Yeah.
So we individually deleted 10,000 of them, and then got hit with 20,000. And then we're like, fuck it at that point, just whatever.
Keep them.
We don't cover Instagram enough,
right,
to really bug us. But it was just all right, this is weird.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks seeing 47,000 followers.
Yeah, because it's whatever at this point.
Yeah.
So how is touring going then?
Touring?
Yeah, you guys seem like I've watched some YouTube videos, and you guys fucking put on a hell of a show. I was just wondering.
Thank you.
Yeah, like Ryan, he's fucking an amazing front man, dude.
He's insane.
He's got the it, that's for sure.
If he sees anything he can swing on and climb on, he's going to be on it.
So yeah. So do you have any shows coming up, or any past shows that are fucking memorable? Any funny ass stories?
Yeah, we've got 2 shows next weekend. One in New Jersey for the Without Peace.
Okay.
Was it LP or EP?
I think it's a full
record release.
Full length release. And then we got a local show here was that with Sawchuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Sawchuck.
Shout out Sawchuck.
Shout out Sawchuck. We're kind of taking a break though. I had to get shoulder surgery, so
ouch.
They're ripping those 2 gigs with a fill-in. Joe's gonna take over on guitar for 2 shows.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if we have anything planned for spring or summer yet.
After the 2 next weekend, we're just gonna lay low, let Dave heal up, and then hopefully get back to it.
Yeah.
Late spring, summer.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's really the best time to be at it, anyways.
Dude, yeah. I don't know if you guys heard what happened to our friends in Bitter Truth.
Yeah.
We're never touring in the winter ever again after that shit.
I mean, living in Midwest, you guys know what the weather's like. The driving conditions can be fucking ridiculous.
I've missed a lot of shows because of snowstorms. We're way up in Alpena, Michigan, and it's like a 4-hour drive to Detroit, a little more. And sometimes it's fuck it, man,
Dude, I grew up in Traverse City, so
no shit.
Yeah, I played in a band there, in the mid 2000s, called Tiger.
Don't recall.
I never stayed up on a TC music scene. So.
I saw 2 Stars Burning Sun there. Walls of Jericho.
Yeah, I remember you guys would roll 10, 20 people and come over.
We rolled deep.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Not anymore.
Everybody's all spread out.
Yeah, now there's we'll show up in a fucking Ford Focus or something,
Did everybody stick around in Alpena, or did they all move away?
A little bit of both.
Right on.
It's usually the people that had kids and stuff stuck around, and then everybody else was see ya.
And now the ones that are see ya are
coming back.
Yeah, they're coming back and having kids, and we're almost done with all that shit.
So anyways, before we go on a tangent there, let's get back to the album. So going into I read that it took you guys roughly 4 days to track everything, while you were in the studio. Leading into that, how long did it take to write the whole album altogether?
When did we start? I'm trying to think when, because I know that we had some ideas that we were using when we did that run down to Tulsa and back.
Right.
But I think it was we started in December, actually really writing, and I want to say it took 2-3 months.
It was written very quickly.
It was written pretty
It
quickly.
didn't take very long.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes the best things happen, like they just flow together, and then you got what you got. Like,
Yeah, and I mean, our songs are only a minute and a half long at the most, so it's like
right.
you get 3 riffs and then you got a song essentially.
Yeah, I like some of the songs where I just had to go plug my phone in, so I don't have the titles in front of me. But there was a song that was like, Jeremy's pulling it up right now, so I'll just
I took
save
pictures
myself
of
the time.
I should have just brought the fucking thing with me, but I didn't know if it was gonna rain.
Okay, I was getting to short-term pleasure, long-term hell.
Yeah,
is what
dude,
I was
that's a
talking about.
fucking sick song too.
That was like my favorite song on the record.
Thank you.
Is that the one like where you're singing, or he's singing about like
Like
collecting
money
shit?
isn't real, just spend it how you want it.
Yeah,
type of
dust
shit.
off shit.
Yeah,
like
yeah. I
I
love
don't
that
need
shit
it.
because, like, I don't. As a record collector, like sometimes I'm like, man, I'm just dumping all of this shit that's collecting dust. I mean, I use them, but they still collect dust.
Hey, at least you use them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this a handful of times
Yeah.
where most, like, I think it's like 50-60% of collectors don't even play the stuff. But I just thought from a collecting standpoint that the song was entertaining.
I'm a listener first, I guess, because I'll like crack open a fucking $100 record and like,
Oh, yeah, I don't
play
have
it,
anything
like-
sealed. but
yeah,
I'm
we're just
saying
like
from the-
whatever.
But the title track, Who Wants to Die Tonight, I've read that there's a story behind that about an old show. I think it was Peabody's was the venue.
I think that's Ryan's story. I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
I was going to ask, because I know it was his interview, but I was like, I want to know more about that story.
Or like who played.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know the exact details of it. so I
What
don't
you
know.
read in that interview is as much as we know about that.
yeah.
Okay.
Or was it like a fight broke out?
Someone-
They
yeah,
split
like-
up, and then someone yelled that, and they.
And
Yeah.
Ryan just loved it ever since.
Yeah, no, it's an awesome title, and like it sets the tone for the record when you jump into it. Like as soon as
Yeah.
that "Who Wants to Die Tonight" chants out, and then it goes into the breakdown, like you know that the next 14 minutes that unfold are gonna be fucking awesome.
Is it that long?
Yeah,
that's it.
That's my
14
only.
minutes.
That's my only thing. Is like, God damn it! I wish it was like
1355.
5 minutes longer.
55.
Is it? Was it 13:55?
Yep.
Okay,
That's
so
what
putting
just shy of 14. Apple Music says 14, so that's what I got. They don't give you
Right.
seconds.
That's like the best though, man. Every song fucking rips and to the point, you know.
Yeah, that's what we were going for.
Accomplished.
Thank you.
So, if I have my info here correct, Dave, you're one of the founding members of the band, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So, when you guys were putting this together, like, because I know you had some lineup changes, like, what was your inspiration to get the band started?
Ryan and I worked together, and we've worked together for probably close to 8 years. So it's always been kind of, oh, we should start a band together. But it was always when either he was doing a band or I was in something, or I was too busy or something like that. And then it came up again. And then at the time I had a lot of free time. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. Let's do it. Cause, at the time there weren't any bands, like straight up hardcore bands in Cleveland. It was very metal leaning. Well, I mean, we had Wall Creeper still at that time, but I mean, as far as like fast, like what we do, that there weren't any bands like that. We're like, you know what, let's start a band that sounds like what we grew up listening to in, like, the mid 2000s, like Internal Affairs and Brace War and shit like that, and mix with like Down to Nothing. And yeah, it's just kind of how it came about.
I love it, man. That there's a lot. It seems like there's definitely a thirst for like that nostalgic era of hardcore right now, and I fucking dig it, man. There's
Oh yeah.
Well, what's cool to me about it is, like, there is all the nostalgia for the older hardcore, but it seems like every newer band has their own little twist that they're putting on
yeah.
things.
It's like it has that old flavor, but sounds completely brand new, and
Yeah.
you guys definitely do that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on to like shows and stuff. I know that you said you have a couple of shows coming up. Who are you guys playing with? Because looking through, I see that you've played with like Suicide Machines and Bitter Truth and, et cetera, et cetera.
So are you talking about the show next weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the one in Jersey is Without Pieces record release. They just got signed to War, and then looks like was that 1, 2, 3, 4 other locals there.
Are they New Jersey locals or?
I think so.
Yeah,
Got Hard to Kill.
Hard to Kill, Dusters. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Negative Force.
Odiame, maybe?
Odiame.
I would
Sure.
say
Not
you're
on-
pretty good on that. Yeah.
But yeah,
I was
that
just
one.
I was looking at it as you were like, I don't know how to pronounce that. I was thinking I don't know how to pronounce that.
Odiame? I don't know.
Odiame, maybe.
Odiam?
I guess you'll have to ask him when he gets to the
Yeah.
show.
Damn.
That's what it is.
Oh
Probably.
damn. That could be it. We'll make a joke about it at the show.
They're they're immediately gonna be like, these Cleveland guys.
Yeah, dude,
Hey, they invited us.
Yeah, they'll regret that.
and then the next day we have a show back home in Cleveland, or technically Lakewood, at Slime House.
With
Right
Saul, Sawchuck, Drug Abuse,
and
Cum Jar.
Cumjar. That's a band I
fucking
haven't heard of.
That is
That's a fucking interesting name. You're not gonna get on many marquees by the name of
So,
Cumjar. But I'd
so,
have
did any of you guys see that video that went viral back in the summertime where there's that big ass punk show in like a Taco Bell parking lot?
I don't think so.
I
You guys
missed that one.
Oh, well, anyways, that happened here, and I think it was the guys in Cum Jar that were like part of it, like who put that on.
And then
Oh,
I believe they did another one in the Adult Mart.
Yeah, the
parking
Adult
lot.
Mart parking lot.
like they
So
just
we're trying to
set
go in
up
the
in
parking
Taco
lot.
Bell parking lot.
Yeah.
That's a fucking awesome idea. Like we interviewed a dude one time that set up in front of Walmart and started rapping, and like like me, I would have never thought of doing that, but going to Taco Bell would be a genius idea because who the fuck, the people going to Taco Bell are gonna be like, fuck yeah, dude, let's stop here.
We were literally just talking to
And we were just
interviewing
talking
somebody
about
else,
Taco
and we were
Bell
talking about
yesterday
Taco
in an
Bell.
interview.
And like, yeah, fucking great idea.
Yeah, it seems like they know what they're doing with these parking lot shows.
Yeah, well, I mean, you do get attention with the name of Cumjar.
Yeah.
Their logo's sick too. It's just a jar and then the words all in this like slimy font.
Gross.
Yeah, I wrote it down to check it out when I leave here for sure.
Oh, I don't think they have any recorded music, but there's videos and stuff. So.
I'll find something on the internet.
They got their Instagram. I believe it's at cumjarofficial _, something like that.
Right on.
I mean, it'll come up if you type in the words are cumjar.
Yeah.
It's CUM space JA.
Yeah, we got her, dude. Oh shit.
Anyways,
It's not like there's gonna be a lot more on there for that, but with the internet, you never know.
Right,
Instagram-
just so you find it.
yeah, I got it.
That's probably why it's a
Got it. So for shows, do you guys have like sort of any bands that you would really wish that you do get to play with, like in the future?
Terror.
care. That'd be
Would love to play with Terry.
Love would play with Terror. I don't know. I mean, we've got the homies. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought of that. Maybe if I was younger, I would probably have a list.
Right.
I mean, just a year ago, playing with Suicide Machines was one of them. And we did that in December.
Yeah, that'd
So,
be dope.
I mean, I'd love to play with them again, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing with Negative Approach tonight.
Oh shit! That
Oh,
small
that's a
show.
small-
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, tonight and tomorrow.
that looks so sick.
I think they're both sold out, actually.
Yeah, they
Oh,
sold
for
out
sure.
a while ago.
Real quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sold out pretty fast, yeah.
Mhm.
So I guess going back earlier before the band, like how did you guys get into hardcore? Because I know Cleveland has a pretty legendary hardcore scene with like One Life Crew and shit like that.
Yeah, for sure. Who wants to go first?
We'll just go down the line again.
All right. Well, for me, it was. I mean, as you guys know, like grew up in the same area. For me, it was mainly like just downloading shit, and then the Hellfest DVDs were like big time what got me into it. And then the drummer of the band that I was in when I lived in Michigan, he was kind of always sending me bands to listen to. Like he's how I discovered Hatebreed. Trying to think like what other bands he turned me on to, but mainly it was just because he had that first Hellfest DVD and he let me borrow it, and it just kind of like went from there.
Great fucking way to start, man.
Dude, yeah, and just like everybody, every older person is gonna say, they just went through the thank yous list, found bands that looked sick, went to the mall that weekend, went to FYE, like found whatever bands I could like find, listen to their songs, like if I liked it, bought the CD, went through those thank you lists, found other bands that I thought sounded cool, and just just like that.
So on and
Because the
so
internet
forth.
wasn't what it is.
No, fuck no.
What's that?
The internet, you couldn't even find shit like that on the internet back then. Maybe Hatebreed if you were lucky.
Dude, no, I remember I looked out one time. I remember Napster. I was downloading. So on Napster, there was a feature where you could like message people because if they logged off, it would stop your download. So whenever I'd be downloading something, I'd hit them up and be like, "Yo, just stay on until this.
Back on, please.
Just stay on until this finishes if you can." I forget what it was that I was downloading, but someone they were just like. They were like, "Oh, you like whatever band it is that I was." I think it was like NoFX or some shit. I was like, "Yeah, I'm into it." And they're like, "Here, check out this band." It was Shy Halud, like because they were from Jersey.
Damn. Nice.
And I was like, "All right," and then that was kind of like the first time that like it clicked for me because I was into Rancid and NoFX and all that shit like middle school going into high school, but it was just I hadn't heard anything like that before.
Yeah, Shilo's sick, dude.
I think it was "Set Your Body Ablaze" was the first song I heard. It blew my fucking mind.
I was waiting for the next guy to go before I
was
started.
I.
Before I
Yeah.
started, I didn't want to start talking.
I
and
was
blurting
honestly, I was
stuff
just kind of there.
Everybody was, that's the awkward
I was
silence.
looking at Dave's wall over here, looking out his window. But for me, man, it was I got into so I have older siblings, and of course I got into like skateboarding because of them, and then I got into punk rock because of them. So a lot of 90s skate punk and shit growing up for me, and the heavier side of things and hardcore didn't really click until I heard Kid Dynamite, and then honestly that was the band that did it for me. That's my story.
That was your gateway drug.
Short and sweet. Transition into hardcore, and then that's when I just started to discover other bands.
Yeah, that's how like we all discover it, is we find a handful of bands we love and then go down a rabbit hole. But some people never go past the bands that they initially love. They're just like, this is what I got. This is what I'm sticking with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Actually kind of good.
I'm guilty of that shit where there's certain, I'll still go listen to albums that came out in 95.
Oh yeah, me
Oh,
too,
yeah.
dude.
I'm not saying
like,
don't listen back. I'm saying like some people never stop to think like there's other music to listen to as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
For
people
sure.
I worked with that it's like they're 20 years behind, so they're like playing Nickelback all day, dude, and I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like how and it's I don't know, it blows me away. Like you said, I don't know how people don't move on,
Yeah.
Or just like people don't have like what's the craziest thing to me is you talk to people that just like don't even care about music.
Yeah, they're weird.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I don't really listen to music, and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't.
What do you mean you don't
That's
listen to
like,
music?
I'm sorry, we're never gonna get along. Have a nice life. Walk away.
That's when you just
Like
look at them and you're like, do you not have a soul?
Pretty much. Oh shit.
Like shit, do you have any idea how important it is, you stupid asshole?
Yeah, no, but I think that's music people that think that way. Like, I don't think every person is wired that way, because I've met people that are just like, yeah, I like a couple songs, and I'm like, you like songs, and that's it. There's not like albums you love, artists you love, nothing. Like, you got three songs and that's it.
It'll blow my mind when I'll meet people that it's like, yeah, I went to like 3 concerts last year. It's like only 3? What? Yeah, I've gone to 3 shows in like one weekend. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, if we didn't have to drive so far for shows most of the time, I'd be at them every weekend too. But a lot of times, like, it's a whole ass day for us to go to a show.
It's a whole ass family kid thing. Wife getting in the way. Bullshit.
Dude, I remember one time I drove 4 hours on like a Wednesday to go watch Brace Ward play a 5-minute set at Static Age.
Nice.
And then just turned around and drove back, and I'm pretty sure I went to work like the next day.
Dedication, man.
Yeah.
Dedication.
I've done it, but the
Yeah.
older you get, you're just like, oh man, I don't want to fucking drive there and back the same night for an hour-long show. It's an 8-hour drive, both ways or whatever combined. But I wanted to say before I move too far to where it's too late for me to go back, I was thinking like when one of you said Hellfest was kind of your intro or a helpful gateway at least. But it's funny to me like how many times Hellfest has been used as the introduction to that style of music for people. It's like the hardcore equivalent to the Ed Sullivan Show for the Beatles, kind of.
Well, I feel like it was kind of like, a time and place thing. Like I said, the internet wasn't what it is now. So it's like, and that was like there were so many bands that were on those DVDs. Like,
yeah.
That's how I found out about Marauder. Like, I'm trying to think what other bands that I didn't know existed until I watched one of those DVDs. Like, that's how I got into Walls of Jericho. Yeah.
Yeah, they were always stacked with a fucking solid lineup. Same as like when they used to do the Victory sampler and
I remember, there was a Victory DVD that my friend had too, and on it was like a full live set of Hatebreed playing, but it was like you couldn't even see the band from the camera angle, and the sound was all shitty, but like we still watched the whole thing. It was fucking awesome, like at the time.
Oh yeah, because at the time you're like, this is all I got. I don't care if it's complete shit. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Did you which health did you say 2002 or 2003? Did you ever watch the 2001?
The very first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first one I watched.
Okay. That's like that's where I first heard Converge, and I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
I'm like a huge Converge fan.
That was how I got into Hope Conspiracy, I want to say, because they had a set on there.
Yeah, they're fucking sick.
Bane had a set on there. That's how I got into Bane, I want to say, too. The Walls of Jericho one was fucking insane, too.
Did you listen to that new HopeCon EP?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking dope.
It's perfect.
It's fucking awesome.
It's perfect.
It blew my mind that they just dropped it out of nowhere.
I know. I was super fucking pumped about that shit.
I've got my fingers crossed that they're somehow going to be on Tied Down this year, but I don't know if they're doing shows or not. But I was like, why would you drop an EP if you're not going to play something big?
That'd be fucking great. Yeah, they haven't announced anything yet. Did you get tickets yet?
No, I need to, though. I definitely need to. I'm going no matter what.
Yeah, you might want to get on that.
Yeah.
Last time it sold out like way in advance, didn't it? Yeah.
Like I was supposed to go, and then I was like, oh, I can't get a ticket now, and I had to call my boy and be like, sorry, dude. It was like very disappointing, I tell you what.
Oh, Tony, how'd you get into hardcore? I forgot to get from.
I mean, do they care anymore?
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, we care.
We always care.
Everybody goes on tangents. That's why the more people we get, the more like chatty it bounces around.
I didn't want to interrupt the flow and be like, hey, but what about me?
No, you should have. That would have been great. Go ahead though, man. How did you get into hardcore?
Yeah, I mean, the truth is I don't listen to music.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
No, I'm kidding. That's not the truth. But I'm not really a hardcore guy. I mean, I have my handful of bands, but it all really came from the more metal side of things. So
I think it shows on the new album too.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you look at the album, like just from a drumming perspective, it is a metal album, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
But as far as like hardcore bands or hardcore adjacent, like Dave said earlier, Hatebreed's up there. For me personally, early on it was like Throwdown and First Blood is another one.
Oh,
First Blood's fucking sick.
Yeah, and then Bury Your Dead for sure is a huge
definitely.
one.
Yeah, I remember finding them on the Victory sampler.
Yeah.
So you said you're a metal dude.
Cover Your Tracks is so good, and so is Beauty and the Breakdown. But
so what got you into metal then, or talk about like how'd you get into What bands got you into music? Got you wanted to play drums?
So, metallically, I guess I would say Metallica's one of them.
For sure.
And then one of my favorite bands to this day is Fear Factory. I just love I love industrial and I love syncopated double bass quite a bit. So that's one.
I actually never got into Fear Factory.
I didn't
And I
either.
love industrial stuff, but that's one band I always overlooked. Not that
And then Nine Inch Nails, that's a Cleveland band. So
Right.
I'm into that as well. But
What's the album I like by Fear Factory, Tony?
Obsolete
Is
or
that
Demanufacture.
Demanufactured? Listen to Demanufactured.
Oh, I've heard it. I just
okay.
it's not that it was bad or anything. I didn't dislike it. I just never like continued to keep listening to it, you know.
I mean,
Okay.
the vocals are pretty hardcore adjacent too. I mean, it's
Oh yeah.
really
Absolutely.
like yelling. It's like very harsh yelling. But Fear Factory is another one. Chimera is a band I was really into growing up that got me into drums actually when I was 14. And The Impossibility of Reason came out.
Tony was very excited to record with the guy that recorded that album. So
Shit, I would be too.
yeah, it is kind of crazy though because that album sounds amazing. And I remember we got there and we're like, "So you recorded that album here?" And he's like, "Oh no, I recorded that in my mom's garage."
What?
So we're like, okay, "So this album's gonna sound fucking awesome." Then is what you're saying?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when The Impossibility of Reason came out. I was in like junior high listening to that.
Yeah, it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That's another band I really honestly never got into.
Chimera?
Yeah.
They're a good band.
I was on another kick at the time, probably.
No, that shit happens where you're like really into something else at the time and you just
miss all
accidentally
kinds of
bypass a whole like run of fucking awesome bands.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get into them either, and I had friends that were into them, but for some reason in my mind, I was like, "That's a new metal band. I'm not going to listen to that shit."
One of their albums, their first
Yeah.
like album was a new metal.
Yeah, but
They
just
like tuned to B and
Yeah.
stuff like
Oh,
that.
that's fucked up.
But another really cool thing about this album and Chimera and everything like that is that like we recorded in the same room that Chimera was rehearsing in for their like reunion show they just did in May.
Mhm.
I believe that was they did it May 12th and 13th of last year. And then on the 13th we left for a week-long tour with Direct Measure from St. Louis.
Shout out Direct Measure.
So shout out Direct Measure, first of all.
Best buds.
Best buds. Also and also Bitter Truth are best buds. But
So many friends.
and shout out Chimera playing those 2 weekend shows at Agora. The 12th I went, and that was the Friday night, to see Integrity and State of Conviction, which is also a Mushroomhead side project, if you're familiar with them.
Yep.
Okay. But that's like
seen them play
the
a
more
few times.
hardcore one.
What was
Okay.
that?
I've seen Mushroomhead live a few times.
There you go.
They always used to put on a like really cool Halloween show.
Oh, you would come down for that?
Yeah, I've been to one before.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they. I think they still do here in Cleveland every year.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't like
I've seen them at Agora.
Yeah, I think the last one was at Agora.
Would that have been Peabody's then, or
Probably.
Peabody's?
I would assume so. Yeah.
Which doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, that was the venue that was in the story about the album title. There's a venue in Detroit called Harpo's that's kind of notorious for a bunch of shit like that too.
I remember hearing stories of Harpo's. I never went.
You never
stage-
went.
You're not missing anything.
Dude, you have to do it at least once.
Why?
Shit gets stolen out of your car, you fucking stand in piss, like
Oh, that was everybody was saying like, yeah, your car's gonna get broken into if you go to a show at Harpo's.
there's a shitty band that opens always covering Slayer in the worst kind of way.
There's one security guard to manage an entire crowd.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And he's always at the door. He's not even inside.
But yeah, no, you're not missing anything.
No, you're not missing much. Like, they definitely have had some amazing shows there. Like, Typo Negative used to play there all the time. I never got to see them, unfortunately. But I've seen the Misfits there. And I've seen Hatebreed there. You know, yeah, and on and on. I've seen Guar there, etc. Like, they put on some awesome shows, but it's in just a shit area. Like, you do not want to leave anything remotely appealing in your car, and even if you don't, there's still a good chance it's getting broken into.
That's what I've heard.
And I know, like, there's old, like,
I don't even think they still do
stories
shows
of-
there, do
oh
they?
yeah, they still do
they?
shows all the time. There's old, like, hardcore stories of, like in Cold as Life days back in, like, the early days of the band, where, like, people were getting stabbed at shows, and, like, one dude died out front, and just all this crazy stuff where it's like there's a lot of cool lore behind it, but when you go there, you're like, man, this place is a dump. Like, this is what everybody's been talking about. They haven't, like, changed the carpet in, like, fucking 40 years, and it's just cigarette burns everywhere.
So much history in that.
So much history.
Can you just imagine?
It only took me one time.
Yeah, I've been a few times, and I don't know. Like, I'm not a fan. It's just such an uncomfortable feeling being there where you're like, man, fuck this. Like, you got people nodding out behind you and shooting up and stuff, and it's just, I don't know.
Wow.
Didn't like it, man.
Shout out to my boy Josh Hagen. It's his car that I got busted into, and he stood in the piss with me.
The bathrooms, like, I'm sure you guys have heard about CBGB's bathrooms. Like, the Harpo's would be the equivalent to CB's for bathrooms and stuff.
They used to be, now that's gas here.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That used to be, yeah,
rough.
bathroom.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have your fair share of venues that are along the same lines of it too.
Definitely.
Because Cleveland is, it doesn't feel too far off. Like, when this is the same atmosphere as Detroit.
For sure.
Yeah, just a little
For sure.
smaller.
Just less White Castles.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
I don't think they know the lore. We used to have White Castle, and then they took them all away from us for whatever reason. We don't know why.
Like, throughout all of Ohio.
There's like
No, all of Northeast Ohio
Yeah.
where we live. They have White Castle down in Columbus still,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
but it's not in our area. We had like 3 or 4, and they all shut down.
they're all gone.
They're all gone.
Somebody
that's-
needs to fucking sign a petition or something. Pick it.
Right, my senator.
There you go.
Fucking, the guy's gonna be like, I became senator for this.
No, it gives me an excuse to come back to Michigan.
Yeah, it's a nice treat now.
Yeah.
Have you guys played any shows in Michigan with Last Gasp?
Oh yeah, we played Detroit. What, like 4 or 5 times?
I
once?
couldn't-
Handful of
couldn't even
times,
tell
yeah,
you how many.
like more than enough to,
Once with the old
Oh.
lineup, and then the rest were with you guys, right?
Yeah, we've been
Yeah.
up there so much.
We
Yeah.
played one of the Sweat Fests, right?
Yeah,
That was in Grand Rapids.
That was in
so
Grand Rapids.
That was
in
GR.
Detroit,
Okay.
yeah. We played, about 4 or 5 times in Detroit. Played Grand Rapids. 2
Edgeman's
times.
Detroit.
Edgemond is
Yeah.
Detroit. We played.
Well, after you get done with your surgery and fucking you guys get back out, we'll try to fucking make it down and catch you live.
Dude, for sure, yeah.
yeah, man, come out and hang out.
Dude, and we're playing live constantly when Dave's arm isn't after surgery. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, like ample ops for sure. And we love Michigan, so we're always gonna come back,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
then we're gonna play around town whether we book it or someone happens to put us on a show.
I've actually never been to any hardcore shows, or I've been to 2 shows in Grand Rapids. That's it. They always seem to land in Detroit, but I've noticed that a lot more are popping up in Grand Rapids.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was. I lived there for. I went to school at Grand Valley for 2 years, and then I lived there for a year. And when I was there was a lot coming through. I feel like anything that hit Detroit was hitting Grand Rapids as well. So
Yeah, that seems to be the pattern now. Like, with most bands that are touring, they try to hit both.
but I feel like there was like a year where I saw like Bleeding Through and Throwdown came through Grand Rapids like 7 or 8 times.
Jesus.
In that.
Damn.
Yeah.
They must have just been, like, right in the area where they were like, well, we might as well keep kicking out shows.
Yeah. I feel like they
It's
just.
rain.
Yeah, they were just touring like crazy back then.
I was just gonna say, before we, like, start getting to wrap things up here shortly, like, one, do you guys have any like social media plugs that you want to get out in the open, or upcoming announcements or anything like that?
Yeah, just follow our whack ass Instagram account.
We need more real followers.
We need real followers.
I say shout out Direct Measure, shout out Bitter Truth, shout out Doubt It,
Doubt It,
shout out Atomic Witch.
Atomic Witch.
Trying to think who else we played with. What other bands we played with?
Trying to think of
Cum Jar.
Oh, shout out Jester from
He
Daytona
blurts
Beach,
out
Florida.
cum jar.
Yeah.
uh,
But yeah, Jester. I feel like I want to boost that band. That band's so sick. Jester, but it's the S is a Z.
okay.
Jester with
Yeah,
They're from, what'd you say, Daytona?
Daytona Beach.
Yeah, they're fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. I always have a list after we get done with things,
yeah,
talking to
totally.
people, because we're always bouncing music back and forth. So usually by the end of an episode, I got 4 or 5 new things to check out.
Oh yeah.
But before we log off, I don't know if you guys ever listened to any of our other episodes or anything, but we always ask people this at the end or towards the end of episodes. And you guys, this will be another, you'll have to go one by one thing. But what is something that you listen to that people would not expect you to listen to?
Ooh. I'll let you guys go first.
I'll go first, I guess, because these two are probably, yeah, you guys would dive in here. Something, I love Casey Musgraves.
Fuck yeah.
I think she's incredible.
Awesome. I actually enjoy her too.
Oh yeah, dude.
We're like all over the place musically. Like
yeah.
we do this in the back of my record store, and not even just aside from that, like we're into like blues, soul, R&B, jazz, hip hop, metal, death metal, oddities, all types of shit.
All right, I'll say it. So one of the oddest things that I listen to probably is it's a group called Rodrigo y Gabriela.
Yep, they're flamenco guitar players.
Yeah, but they grew up listening to like Metallica and shit.
Yeah, they even do like a Orion cover and some other stuff.
It's fucking incredible.
Oh yeah, they're fucking amazing. They're playing Grand Rapids in like May, I believe. I think like late May.
So they're going on tour?
Yeah.
I gotta see if they're coming here then.
I didn't see if they were coming to Ohio. Well, I wasn't looking, but I did see they're coming to Grand Rapids late May, because we usually do a record show in Grand Rapids in May, and I was trying to like see if it's gonna be around the same time, because I was like, fuck, I totally go to that.
All right, I'm looking right now.
But yeah, I love it. That group is
Cleveland, May 14th. All right, sick, cool. Thank you for telling me that.
Yeah, no problem.
They're playing at.
I have like a couple live DVDs of them, and just watching them play and what they do, because it feels like personal when you're watching the show, because they don't do anything fancy. They don't have like a huge stage lighting show. It's just them two like jamming out, and they do a fucking amazing job at it.
Yeah, I've only listened to that album that's got like the crocodile eye.
Yeah, that's the one that has the Metallica covers on it.
Yeah, it's so fucking good.
Yeah, the one they just came out with a new album last year.
I'll have to check it out.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's got like some really cool like orchestral build-up background stuff going on in it, and it just makes the record sound huge, like cinematic almost.
I love that. Hell yeah.
Tone, what's your crazy artist?
So it's supposed to be music people wouldn't expect me to listen to.
Yeah, just because, I mean, like, just by association of the band you're in, like, most people associate it that you're going to be listening to hardcore, metal, etc. Like, is there anything kind of not in that realm that you listen to?
Well, we kind of flipped that on its head with the album. Like with the album art and we talked about the electronic, the ED.
Yeah, but see that's all expected. We're saying like you fucking driving to work jamming fucking Madonna or something, you know.
Well, a lot of times it's like Time Cop.
or hotel
But-
pools,
or hotel pools, or King Palm, or
gunship. I think
Gunship.
You know what?
Listen.
Shout out Gunship.
Gunship
Sure.
is the one that I feel like if they heard it, they wouldn't think that any of us.
Yeah,
actually listened to that.
you know what? That's a great one.
Yeah.
Gunship.
Gunship.
Yeah.
Check
Shout out Dave Coleman and his riffs and his shoulder and him saying gunship.
Yeah, I'm adding that also right now.
Yeah, the album's Unicorn, and actually Dave Lombardo from Slayer played drums on a lot of the tracks on that album. So there you go.
Oh, awesome. I actually think I might have read about that coming out, but I don't recall.
the album?
I never listened
There's
to
no
it.
video, but I mean, you know how albums work.
Right.
Nothing's real.
I mean, I'm glad to hear that somebody else is into Rodrigo and Gabriella because
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
surprised.
fucking-
Yeah, somebody else mentioned that, dude. To be honest.
yeah, like I had a friend of mine introduce me to him and he's like, "You ever hear this?" And I'm like, "Nope." So I checked it out and immediately I was like, "Fuck yeah, I love this stuff." So it was cool to hear somebody else name drop it because you're one of the first people that I've heard mention it.
Oh yeah, that rules. And now I know that they're coming here, and they're playing at Temple Live, which I have a hookup for. So I'm definitely gonna go see them
Nice.
in May. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I hope you enjoy.
Oh yeah.
But all right, guys. I know it's getting later in the night and people want to go do shit. So we're gonna get wrapping things up and let you guys get out of here. So one, I just wanted to say we really appreciate you taking the time to sit and bullshit with us. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Hell yeah, Dave.
And when,
Thank you.
next show that we get in Detroit, like I'll make sure to shoot you guys a message and let you know, like as soon as we know, so you got time to plan. and
Yeah,
all that.
absolutely.
Yeah, fucking A, man.
Definitely
Appreciate it.
shoot us a message because I run 3 social accounts and sometimes shit either blends together for me or I just don't see it at all. So like there's a chance I might miss it.
Oh yeah. Are you guys both going to Tied Down too?
Jeremy's got his ticket already, and I will be getting mine as soon as possible.
Right on. Cool. If I don't see you before then, I'll try
We'll
to
see
meet
you
up with
then.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems like we have a long list of people that are like, "Are you guys going to Tied Down? We're gonna see you there." So like we have appearances to make.
The next thing where we know that everybody's going to be at it. you
Right.
know?
So yeah, like definitely if you guys are there, we'll have to link up and say what's up and hang out and whatnot.
For sure.
But yeah, again, thank you. Like it's been really cool getting to talk with you guys, talk about the record, and I
Thanks
wanted
for
to
having
say
us.
keep up the awesome fucking work. Like I love the album.
It's nice catching up with a fucking former Northern Michigander.
Yeah.
Mm.
But all right, you guys take care and have a good night.
All right. Have a good
Thanks,
night,
man. You
Yeah.
guys too.
Peace.
Later.